Hello everyone. I'm going to use this opportunity to demonstrate on the Git assignment once more because we lost the recording for yesterday. Once more, let's start with the step one, which is to go to the GitHub repository, which is this $$ and /git class. So I'll just copy the URL. Okay, I already have the URL opened. So when you land, click on this URL, you're going to land on this page. So the second step is to click on the fork button, which will help you copy the repository to your own GitHub account. So I'm gonna do that. So this will take me to my own GitHub account so that I can have a copy of this Git repository. So as you can see, I'm not going to be able to create another fork for this repository because I've already forked this repository yesterday. So a copy of this is already on my GitHub account. So I'm just going to skip this step now because I already have this repo in my GitHub account. The next step is for you to clone your forked repository to your computer. So let me go back to my account. So I'll just navigate to the Git class repository. So to clone this repository now, I just need to click on code and then copy this URL right here. So after copying, I'll go back to my Linux terminal, right? And then navigate to the folder where I want to keep the project. So I'll just run ls. I'll go into my projects directory, and then I'll move into the assignment directory. So I already have Git class right here. So if you don't have the repository cloned yet, what you just need to do is to run the command git clone and provide the what's it called, the URL, right? So what we did yesterday is we added a token here that allows us to do an automatic authentication, right? So let me just go back to GitHub to show you how to get that token once more. So click on your profile and go to settings. So on the settings page, you navigate to the developer settings down at the bottom, and then you click on personal access token and click on the classic type of token. You need to select generate new token and click on the classic type. Provide your GitHub password and then confirm. So right here, you just need to add a description to the token, and then the expiration date by default is 30 days. And then click on this button right here that says repo. So your token will have access to only repository features. So just go down and click on generate token. After generating the token, you need to copy this token and keep it safe somewhere. So because after refreshing this page, the token is going to be gone and you can't see it ever again except if you create another token. So let's go back to my my Linux terminal and then paste the token that I just generated. I paste it right here after the // So after pasting, you need to add an @ sign, right? And then the remaining URL follows. So I'm not going to be running this command because I've already done this already on this project. So on your side, you just need to run the command and it should work fine. So I need to navigate into the project folder first, then run the command git remote -v and then you see these are now the URL that are going to be used when pushing or pulling into your remote Git repository. So this is a major step. Don't forget, the instructor said we should also always make a screenshot, keep it somewhere safe, and then you attach it when making a pull request. So you can make a screenshot at this step. So let's check the instruction once more. What is the next step that we're going to be taking? So we've cloned the repository. So we now need to make some changes on the file. So first and foremost, let's run the command git status. So I've not made any change to this repository. So to make a change to this repository, I can just create a file because I'm within the repository right now. So I'll just create a file with the touch command. I can put my name. So I'll use the gear editor to make some changes in the file I just created. So this is the fresh file that I created. Notice that there's an I at the end of the new file I created. The first one does not have an I. So this is the command mode right now. So to go into the insert mode, I need to click on I. That takes me into the insert mode. Then I can just add any text right here. Right. So to save what I've just edited right now, I need to click on the escape key, colon, and then WQ. WQ helps me to write and quit the file. So next up, I just need to run the git status command. So as you can see, I've made changes in two files, right? Because at first I used the VI editor to create two file names. So one has the capital M and the second has the small letter m. This is just to show you that Linux is actually case sensitive. So even difference in the case will make you create two different types of files. So I'm just going to delete one. So I'll just run the git status command again. And as you can see, I've just have one untracked file. So to add that file, I'll run the git add dot to add everything within that folder, and then run the git status command again. And you see, I've now staged this file. I've now made a stage for this file, right? So staging means I'm preparing the file to be committed. So let's go back and check the instruction. What should we do next after making changes? So after making changes, you need to make a commit, right? You need to make a commit, which is like making a timestamp in your folder so that you can get back to that particular instance in the future. So to commit this, I'll run the command git commit -m and quotation marks, right? And then I'll call this, let me see, new file added, right? So you need to be given a descriptive comment for every change that you made. So I've just added this, right? So I've just made a commit now. So to check all the commits that are present in this repository, I'll run the command git log --one line. So this one line right here will give me a brief of the log. Doesn't need to give me all the information. So all I'll be having is the git hash and then the message. So as you can see, this is the commit that I made yesterday, and this is the new one that I'm making now for this demo. So we've made a commit. The next step is to push the changes to GitHub, right? So to push the change, I'll just run the command git push. and all the changes will be registered on the remote Git repository. Right, so the next step on the instruction is to go to GitHub and create a pull request. So let's go to GitHub. So on GitHub, before we make the pull request, I want to show you that the changes that I've made have reflected on my remote Git repository by clicking on these commits. So when you click on that commit link, you see that the new commit message I added is this new file added, right? And this was the change that I did yesterday. So let's go back to my dashboard of this project, and then I'll create a pull request by clicking on this contribute button right here, and then click on the open pull request on the drop down. So when you land on this page, you see a place where you can add a title. I'll just add any title. And then you can add a note here, a description of your changes, which is going to be more detailed. And then click on this button to add all the pictures that you have been saving, and then click on create pull request. So after that, the instructor can then decide to either merge your changes into his repository, or maybe ask you to do some more changes before merging it. So thank you so much, guys. I hope this video was helpful, and we see you in class next time. Bye bye.